Hi guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm Marilyn and I have a super short video for those of you that might be having problems getting your rhinestone templates to fit together correctly. So if you have a 2-layer rhinestone template or a 3-layer rhinestone template, whether the layers are all rhinestones or in my case, on this shirt, it was a layer of rhinestones and a layer of HTV. Well, I made this shirt on a video the other day. And I have that video linked in the video description below. It turned out beautiful. Now, when I first made that shirt, I had cut my rhinestone template out of glitter cardstock. And I do that for the first time I'm doing a template to make sure it looks good, to make sure there's no issues, just to check everything out technically before I cut it out of flock. And so this is the template I used. I went to make another shirt. I cut the HTV out. But this time, and you can see it fits just fine, this time I wanted to actually use the real stuff. I wanted to use rhinestone flock. So I used a nice sticky mat. I cut it out. You can see when I pulled it off the cutting mat, almost every flock dot stayed on the cutting mat, which is great. You didn't have to pick too many out of the actual template. Then when I went to check it, let me show you what happened. If I line up this end so it looks good, and I can tell there's a glare there. So when I line up this end to make it fit well, and I get down to this other end, my white vinyl is really close to those rhinestones, a little further away from these rhinestones, and then it's starting to cover up the holes down here. It's just not fitting nearly as nicely as it did when I used the glitter template. So I wondered, did I do something wrong with my design? Did I change something? What did I mess up? I started really researching what was going on with it. Well, fortunately, I had left the flock dots on the backing. So I laid down my HTV layer on it, and lo and behold, it fit just fine. So I knew from that when I pulled the flock off my cutting mat, I had stretched it. So I had stretched it and it was just slightly too long. Now, could I have still used it? I could have, but the integrity of the design had really been ruined when I stretched this flock. So I recut it, and this time I was a lot more careful not to stretch it. Now, unfortunately, some of the little flock dots stayed in the design and I haven't picked those out yet. But when I was really careful not to stretch it, the design worked the way it was supposed to. So if you're using multi-layered designs and you're having issues where things just aren't fitting quite right, maybe you're stretching your flock. Now, I know this wasn't a creative type video, but I do hope it helps someone. And if you have any questions about rhinestones or templates or flock, leave them in the comment section. If you're interested in purchasing this template, I do have it in my Etsy store, so I'll put a link to that as well. And so until my next video, bye-bye.